Okay, so we're gonna just finish up with the roll call on the straw poll amendment that we've done to S 45. We have Representative O'Brien has joined us. So if the clerk would continue calling the roll.
Rep. O'Brien,
Yes.
right? That really concludes the straw poll. That's 7 yes, 1 no, and 0 absent.
Right, thank you.
And you're gonna be the reporter?
Well, you don't even have to fill that out because, yeah, I'm going to informally speak with the Judiciary Committee.
We don't actually get to report it, do we?
You want to see this, or I'll keep it in my
Yeah,
file?
we'll turn it into this corner of the room here. We may, to your point, since we spent so much time with the bill, I'm sure that we'll be asked to speak to it. So we can talk about who we might want to designate to be the official person when that time comes.
Doesn't it still have to?
If that time comes, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
It would have to, right, it would need to pass out of the Judiciary Committee.
You think it will?
I don't know. I don't know. I know that they had, they came to us with a different proposal, but they asked for our input and
So
I'm sure they'll
would
consider
the
it.
language say, as amended? If they had a reporter, if it passed out and they're reporting it, but they
So I think,
included wholesale everything we changed?
yeah. So I think there's a couple of different things.
It
They
would
could just-
appear that House Judiciary amended it, right?
Right.
Even though we're like a consultant.
Yes, yeah. When bills have these flyovers, and I was thinking that's not a great expression either.
Well,
Because
it was a
Bombing.
drive-by last year.
yes, yeah,
That's bad too.
flyover is a faster
We
thing. I
could
think.
stop in or something,
Yes, yeah,
need a different phrase.
yeah,
I appreciate House Judiciary letting us have input on it, just like Senate Ag had input on it downstairs.
yeah, yeah,
It's
I-
good stuff.
And that's,
yeah. Pit stop, yeah, the pit stops are faster than usually than what,
That's on your crew, right?
yeah,
A flyby could be at Mach whatever, or whatever airspeed you cease to attain lift, and if you so that's moving faster than a drive-by with a tap on the brake.
So there are a couple of possibilities. One is that Judiciary could, pass out the bill with either incorporating what we've done, or they could do something else with it. We could, and they might invite us then to amend it, or we could just as individuals amend it. Because it's not we don't have it as a committee, so yeah, I'll try and get a sense of what their intentions are, and we can regroup later in the
They
week.
have no interest in handing it over to, recommitting it to us, and
That's also, I mean, that's possible after they see the work that we've done. I think what we've done actually feels like, in many ways, an extension of their work. They like all the definitions, for example, of good standing
Right.
and generally accepted. That was all their work.
but they put trespass under nuisance though.
Well, they tried to finesse that, so we back away from that. But the incorporation of the mediation was their work. The removal of the conditions was really their work. So that the onus was on the plaintiff. Yeah, that was their work. So I
Did
think-
Senate get rid of the presumable rebuttals?
Oh, yeah, I guess that had come from the Senate, yes. Right, so maybe I shouldn't say it was House Judiciary's work.
I've never seen like where a committee without possession did so much work on something
Yeah,
and how that,
As us,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it was,
So as I understand it, the biggest hangup that judiciary in both places were having, Senate and House, was the trespass, takings. And after hearing the lawyer, the professor from Vermont Law School explaining laws, water laws in the state, it removed, we still have the RAPs to follow. We still have acceptable ag practices that we, follow, which are broad, but the RAPs are narrow in scope. And I'm fine with it. Absolutely. Absolutely fine with it. And dust, vibration, noise, that's all nuisance. So I'm fine with it. I've had neighbors, we had a milk pump that was very loud, and one of our neighbors called up and said, Richard, when Skip turns that milk pump on at midnight, it wakes me up and I have to fall back asleep again. Yeah, and that's just one neighbor that I had close enough to hear that. And, we fixed it. I didn't know that it was Bellern, and, we fixed it, and we didn't have to go to mediation or anything else. So anyway, it's good.
We have Chair Ingalls saying we like the Senate version. I
So,
don't know how that.
well, they'll go to a conference of committees but Senate Plunkett, right? Plunkett, the senator from Brattleboro?
Bennington.
Bennington.
Yeah.
South Shire. He really wanted the House to look at trespass. Because he said in a legal thing there is, so, what was crafted in here, it should make people happier.
I think it's also just, understandable that each body wants to,
Their own version.
yeah, I mean, we would be surprised to hear a senator say, I prefer the House version.
Right.
And vice versa.
Do what you want with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is S60? I've been waiting
It's
for
on the
Michelle.
wall for appropriations.
appropriations.
Yeah, and I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody about that to see what was going on. And that's still a conversation that's happening. So I think you can feel free to chat with your appropriations colleagues.
they're deep in the house.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they've got a lot on their plate,
For
There's a budget vote tomorrow,
Yeah.
even with appropriations not done with their work or their.
No, they have finished their conference committee for the budget.
I think they voted unanimously, so I heard.
167, I heard, passed out of the Senate.
Yeah, I think that's,
The governor on that one now.
yeah.
And 484,
Before we're gonna get, that's in Senate Finance. So presumably we'll have that next week.
okay?
Breaking news on 396, Jed. It's on the notice calendar. And good thing that I happened to grab this morning because the Senate amended H 396.
Molly Beatty.
they didn't.
They
You
did.
did.
So, how dare they? That's their job, is to do their due diligence. So we're gonna have, we'll see if we can have Ledge Council and FPR come in tomorrow. It's just a very small change. So we'll,
Don't have anything too rigorous for me.
I think it's a
we
sentence.
should have
You're right.
we should, as a committee, review their amendment and have a straw poll on that or propose something else. And
Wait, so
How can you amend that?
Molly Beatty. The award.
Yeah,
Did they have to design the flags?
167
Maybe there was a word spell.
that's going to the governor for a signature.
with how much?
I think someone pronounced it
500,000.
as
Or no money.
No, it has money.
Well,
No,
no,
it does not, it does not. There's money in the budget
I
for it.
remember her from my earlier times here, but I can't
So
remember.
those kind of
Should pronounce that.
I
appropriations,
think it's B.
don't they have to be in the budget? So like
BAT is B
like
type.
S60,
It could pass, but there's no money in the budget for it.
and
So,
it's not a
so,
line item for any money in it.
yeah, exactly. So if
Oh.
S60 were to move forward, it would really simply be to have,
Set up,
yeah, and have a vehicle in case somebody wanted to donate to it.
right?
At this point.
Yeah.
At least that's my understanding.
Okay.
All right, so I think we can wrap up. We will be, we won't be coming back after the floor today, but we'll be here tomorrow at 9:30. We're gonna take more testimony on H401, maybe vote that out. We'll see where we are.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, we don't have it
124
yet,
is
so I'm
an
not sure we
environment?
can vote it out. What's that?
124 is an environment.
124 is an environment, right? Yeah, and they're taking testimony today on that.
Does that mean it should be out of committee?
Yes, it should be moved over to out of committee. Thank you.
so is it in other committees?
Yes. Okay,
They're
We actually
taking-
discussed about this too, right?
yeah. Yeah, we've got 401 back. Could move 401 back over to our side, I guess.
I feel like Vanna White.
I was gonna say, are you working for Jeffrey or one of those?
All right,